is she? The $1 million question after seeing the highlights of the 2022 Game Awards, with Supergiant Games dropping the trailer of what is possibly the most awaited sequel of the year, Hades 2. If you've dedicated hours trying to escape the Underworld, fighting through waves of lost souls, we know this second installment will excite you the way Dusa lights up whenever she sees her boy Zagreus.
Even though you don't want to live here anymore.
In this video, we'll be looking into Hades 2 to find out who's our new haunting protagonist and what lies ahead of her journey in the world of titans, gods, mortals, and monsters. Do take note that all the following is speculation. We're doing this for fun and for our love of games, so we can't guarantee that these are all foolproof predictions or hard facts about the upcoming game. But that's the exciting part, no? Who is Melinoë? So who is our main gal in Hades 2? Going by the book, Melinoë is a chthonic nymph, right, who's represented as a bringer of nightmares and madness. And in more poetic iterations, she's also considered a moon goddess to the ancient Greeks, which explains the lunar symbolism showcased in her weapons and headdress to the dawning of the moon at the beginning of the trailer. She is said to be the daughter of Hades and Persephone, which means she's our best boy Zag's little sister. Older sister? Well, we know with Kronos on the loose, then time is basically irrelevant. Oh no. We'll get into more of that later. We can spot the resemblance of the siblings through the heterochromia in their eyes, and as well as the laurel crown she's wearing, which is also similar to Hades's. Further hints that Hades may be Melinoë's father is shown at the end of the trailer. As the image of Hades fades, Melinoë appears with determination in her eyes as she says,
"Wait for me, father. I'll be there soon."
Coming from Hades in chains, from Melinoë saying, "Wait for me, father," we think we've connected the two dots. Melinoë's out to save and unchain her father. But from who? Oh, you know, the Chaldean Titan, master of time and overall the worst dad to ever dad, Kronos, king of the Titans, who was felled by his son Zeus. In the beginning of the trailer, we see Melinoë going through some sort of training with a new character that we think is the chthonic goddess of witchcraft and the moon, Hecate. Given that she and Melinoë have a lot in common, it's only right that Hecate would be Melinoë's mentor, who declares,
"Death to Kronos."
Death to Kronos.
leaving no room for doubt that the main antagonist in this sequel is a Titan of Time himself. Speaking of time, we think that this plays some part in the game. Maybe some sort of mechanic where time might slow down, speed up, or maybe the most obvious option. You are stuck in a time loop and reset to where you started once you die. Binded Hades does mention that he, we assume Kronos, is time itself and cannot be stopped.
He is no mere Titan. He is time itself, and time cannot be stopped.
Aside from Hades presumably being held captive by Kronos, we ought to assume that all three siblings, Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon, are actually held captive by their father and might be in line to get engulfed by the Titan, as he does not want any of them to defeat him once again. This is because we see Melinoë battling in an area with water and defeating crustaceans, which obviously looks like Poseidon's domain. Or maybe we just, pass by there to ask Poseidon for help. Her friends may be foes in the Underworld. We know, you've been itching to know if Zagreus himself will make an appearance in the sequel. Nothing's actually confirmed just yet, but our hopes are high as he could appear as an NPC, a companion, or maybe even a playable character at some point. I mean, they won't leave him out of the game, right? Unless he's really busy managing the Underworld, since Hades is being held captive somewhere. We look forward to seeing some of the new characters featured in the trailer. We have Nyx's children, Moros, the god of doom, and Nemesis, the goddess of retribution, who seem to act as Melinoë's aides as she progresses through her journey. We also get a glimpse of the dashing Apollo, finally making his debut, the god of the sun and music, offering boons for us to use in the game. You'll also notice some new terms when it comes to the boons, like how dash is now called sprint, and the emergence of the term magic, which seems to be a new mechanic for our witch protagonist. We also get to meet this little shade named Dora. which might be short for Pandora, and who actually has a resemblance to Dora, the Explorer. Can you see it? No? Soy Pandora? The woman who unleashed chaos into the world? Okay. Well, she might just let us open a Pandora's box at one point or the other, maybe. Who knows? And last but not least, a giant frog that we see in the beginning and at this part of the trailer where Melinoë is seen petting the not so little cute thing. We predict that this probably will be like Cerberus in Hades, where we can gain a keepsake by giving the needed amount of nectar. Plus, who wouldn't want a pet frog? I mean, this one's cute and bouncy unlike real life ones. And that's all the dots our brains could connect for this video. What do you think of these theories? And do you have your own ideas on what's going to happen in Melinoë's journey? What other gods and goddesses would you think will appear again in the sequel? Or better yet, who would you want to see in Supergiant's much awaited latest installment? Let us know in the comments below. Hades 2 will be out for early access sometime this year, so let's all hope the gods are in our favor. For more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, and we will be summoning you on the next one.